Hey, what's up, guys? It's Hans from the Eclectic podcast, and today we're going to take a look at the Wukong WK02 Lost Age starting today. I got this from the fine folks over at tfdirect.com. You can get yours there as well, along with a nice selection of other quality figures. This is a KO, but it's not really KO. I mean, it is in the sense because it is a straight ripoff of Bumblebee, but they don't try and represent it as like a Takara Tomy, so that's kind of nice. Real quick, we'll look at the box. At the top here, it says Wukong WK02. The box itself is actually really nicely made. It's heavy cardboard, and just really everything, the artwork on it is great. There's Bumblebee's head. There he is in his alt mode. On the other side, just his head. And then if we take a look at the back here, it's got some stylized versions of Bumblebee on the back there, and it's kind of hard to tell which one's is the front, which one's the back, but I kind of like this image on what I consider the back a lot. It says it's rated for ages 8+, but then when we look at the bottom here, it says for ages 3+. So I don't know. I mean, take from that what you will. And it's kind of weird looking at the bottom of that box. That's actually the least amount of text I've ever seen on any type of a figure from anywhere. But let's go ahead and let's get him out of the box and take a look at what's inside. So here he is out of the package, and what he comes with, it's not a lot. I mean, you get the figure, and then you basically get your instructions, and the instructions, they are really nice. It is on a nice stock paper. They're really thick. They kind of show you what you need to get done. Right up here in this little area here, Rocket Punch Army did a review on it, and he takes off the head, and I learned from him because that's just a pain. Bayformers are always a pain to deal with in my experience. Here's a close-up of the head sculpt. It does have light piping, which was a nice plus. I didn't expect actually that to take place there. And I gotta say, these faces on the Bayformers are hideous. I don't like that at all. I mean, that looks just frightening to me. And I can understand, that he's the kid's favorite, but that looks awful. He does come with a mask that can fold down, so that's kind of a plus. I mean, you can hide that hideous mug that he's got. Lift it back up. The light piping, like, it picks up light really well, but it's horrible. It looks like a skull. I don't know. Just close down the mask and don't have to worry about it anymore. As for the figure itself, here he is next to the Hasbro release of the same line. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the same mold. Slight differences. It's funny because in their alt modes, they're about the same size, but as you can see in bot mode, he's quite a bit taller. So, that's kind of a plus, I guess. He's a little bit more spindly. He doesn't look as bulky inside of his midsection. He does have... his weapon storage is actually built in, which is kind of nice to watch. If we take this here, what you do is you take these two halves and split them. If I can get them split, there we go. Split them open. Fold back the hand. You flip down the cannon like that, and then kind of close it back on the hand, and then you can close those two halves back up, and his cannon is built in, so you don't have to worry about that. On the opposite side over here, close up the hand. There's a button here that you press, and it flips out the axe, and then you just flip up the other side of the blade. To me, it looks kind of like the axe is backwards, like it should be the other way around, where the blade edge is out, but that's just how they made it, so that's how it is. I do kind of like that those weapons are actually built into the figure, so that you don't have to worry about trying to keep track of anything or losing anything or anything like that. It's part of the figure itself. Let's go ahead. What we'll do now, we'll go ahead and start collapsing the arms and such back up, and we'll put away those weapons. They do the job. They get everything accomplished that you need to get accomplished with them. And then we'll close this up, and like I said, we'll go through articulation real quick. If you're familiar with Bayformers at all, and I'm not particularly fond of them, but this guy, like some of the pictures that I'd seen of him pre-release, I really liked the look of the paint job on him, and I am pretty pleased with it. He does kind of have articulating hands, and the fact that he has a thumb, so I mean, that's a plus. The arms are so funky though; they feel like almost just like monkey arms. Let's go ahead and we'll close this blade up, fold it in half first, then just flip it back, and then it just springs back into place. Flip back out the hand. Alright, head is on a ball joint. It comes off really easily, thankfully, because transformation you kind of have to. It's kind of hard to just angle it inside of that engine cavity whenever you're going through transformation. And of course you do have the battle mask that can flip up and move back. Arms can do a full 360, but they're kind of hindered by his back kibble. You do kind of have a swivel down there on the bicep, but it's lower down, so it's kind of at the elbow. So I mean that helps, but his hands, because they don't twist, it doesn't do much for you. And they're kind of articulated. Like I said, you do have a thumb. Thighs go all the way back, go out. I mean, you can get him in a good split pose if you want to do him in a Van Damme style posing. Knee goes back. It is kind of a high knee for that thigh. That's kind of something that it should have been a little bit lower, I think. And then you do have waist swivel, which is pretty cool. No ab crunch to speak of or anything like that. Now, because it is a Bayformer and I am pretty bad at transforming Transformers as it is, I'm going to put together a montage for the transformation. I'm not going to make you guys watch it. I'm going to put some music, speed it up, and you can watch me fight with it. So just sit back and enjoy. Here he is in alt mode, and I gotta say that paint job that he has looks incredible. I'm not sure if it's just a layered paint job, but as you get it in light, it changes the shades of the color of the car itself. Nothing drastic, but it does give it a nice sense of depth to the figure itself and the way that the car looks. It does have some gapping and some panel issues with it, but I don't know if that's necessarily with the mold or if that's with me. It doesn't roll very well, but that's because at the bottom there where his feet are located, I can't quite get it to collapse down to where it'll be underneath the body. Here he is with his Hasbro counterpart, and like I said, I mean, in bot mode he was quite a bit taller, but in car mode they're about the same size, and you can kind of just see how the lines in the inspiring, I mean, they're pretty much the same kind of build. He looks, I like the paint job on him a lot more. Looks really nice. But that's pretty much it on this guy. Like I said, you can get yours at tfdirect.com. And anytime you're shopping on that website, if you buy $55 or more, you can use the offer code TEP5 to save yourself $5 off your order. So thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate that. Leave your comments down below. Peace, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.